Snake Man here with my favourite snakes. And of course, when I talk about my favourite snakes, we're talking death adders. Let's just take a peek, stick it across. Got a couple of cages here. Haven't looked at them today, and we open it up and we see a magnificent snake who has just shed its skin. This one is a female. I'm doing a one-man video. Now, we do actually... Oh, look, you see one in the other cage. Look, it's striking at me already. Look at that. Look at that. Striking through the cage. She's that hungry. Anyway, look, we can pick him up. I'm going to have a go here. Stick it on my head. Hasn't bit me yet. As you can see, it's not really an aggressive snake, and it's smart enough to know that I'm not food, which is probably a step ahead of the one in the cage next door. But anyway, what we'll do here is just grab a little mouse and wave it in front of you. Watch how fast this guy is. Ready, set, come on, bang! And knock that one down. Now, of course, while the snake's out there, you can see it shaking its head, making sure the snake injects all its venom. Don't tell anyone it's got none, but anyway, that's the death adder, and it will start woofing into it. Now, of course, what you do while the snake's otherwise... If the snake had venom while it's otherwise engaged, you just casually pluck out the water bowl, and then you could I'll just see if I can do it with the video. Put the camera down and basically remove the skin as best I can, and delicately put the water bowl back in while videotaping at the same time and making a mess of things. Stop there, and as you can see, the snake's still making sure that rodent's well and truly dead. So we have a rodent that it doesn't know it's already dead. See how they shake their head? That is so that they're chewing and injecting, forcing in all the venom. Now, of course, this proves that the snakes don't know that they've had their venom glands removed. Okay, so all these people say, oh, it's so cruel, it's terrible. I mean, it'd be like me plucking one cell out of your friggin' toenail. You wouldn't notice the difference. All these people that are against devenomized snakes do have a very good reason for being against devenomized snakes. One compelling reason for being against devenomized snakes, and that is they don't have them. And because they don't have devenomized snakes, they are mightily pissed off that people with more expertise, like Snake Busters, do, and we can do safe venomous snake shows anywhere without putting anyone's kids at risk. Anyway, we'll flip across to the next cage. This is a death adder, and we're going to show you how they get their food. This one is absolutely ravenous. You see, look. I'll probably start wiggling its stick. It's actually almost chasing me. I've never known a death adder. Well, not very often. This thing's autofocus doesn't seem to be working too good. See the tail wiggling? See the tail? It's wiggling. It's wiggling its tail. That's what we call the caudal lure. This thing, look at it. Look at it go. See the tail wiggling, and the death adder's just absolutely hanging out. I could stick a lump of smoke for it. See how the tail's twitching there? That's what we call caudal luring in a death adder. I don't know why the video is coming up so blurry. It seems to be in better focus close up, which is very unusual. But I'm just sitting here so you can see the tail caudal luring. I'll stick anything around that snake, it would bite it, including my finger. Now, that's how snake handlers actually get chomped and bitten and carried off to hospital and envenomated, because they wave their hand in front of a hungry snake. Absolutely magnificent looking thing, that one, isn't it? Anyway, that's a hill death adder, Acanthopus bottomi. I think it's actually a mongrel between a bottom eye and a coming eye, but don't tell anyone. What we're going to do here is grab another mouse out of the bucket here, or fly across, and it wouldn't matter what it is. I could feed this thing a lump of cabanossi probably. Anyway, watch this. Watch. Ready, set, come a bit closer. Bang! You can't actually see him strike, it's a bit fast for that. Anyway, this thing here is a bit of a piglet. It will gobble up. Have got a third one as well, and it's already been fed, so we won't do that for the video. Now we'll flip across here to this one, and death adders are, of course, by far my favourite snake. It's starting to wolf it down now, though. We're going to have a little bit of spice to this video, because in another cage here I've got a couple of red bellies I haven't looked at for a while. So what I'm going to do is slide them out now. They're over here, I think, downstairs. Just get the cage, and there's a boy and a girl in there, and I've just heard some banging, and well, there's nothing actually happening. The boy is on top of the girl. It seems to be better focused close up, doesn't it? It's a dodgy video, isn't it? Anyway, they're not locked up. See the boy's tail. Whose tail's that? See, you just put your hand in there and stroke and do that. Oh, look, see that? Now, I can pat them and do what I want. You see that? You see how they don't want to bite? See, the snake's not interested in biting now. I saw a video of some idiot in Queensland tormenting a red belly, making it bite. Now look at that. I've got mouse smell on me and everything. It still hasn't bitten me. What does that tell you? Black snakes are not aggressive, you see. Okay, deadly, all the rest of it. These two devenomized, safe, all the rest of it. But as you can see, we treat our snakes nice, and because we treat our snakes nice, they're not worried about the humans opening the cage and bashing them up with metal sticks, so they can concern themselves with better things like making baby snakes. And we did breed these last years by mistake. These two snakes are now 4 years old, prime breeding age. Last year they were 3 years old. Look, the male's probably going to go chase them. I've been sitting in this room hearing bang, 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 bang for quite some time. These are red-bellied blacks. This guy is a very good snake. He bangs like a dunny door. I do have two other males who are pretty useless. They're much nicer looking than this guy, but they don't like sex. A bit like humans, I suppose. The ugly ones are the ones that like sex. Oh, look, there we go. See, he's off. Now, I'll put the lid back on. Now, notice how I don't have any furniture. That way he's got not much trouble finding her. Flipping across here, well, Death Adder's on a bit of a slow boat to China here. This video's been running nearly 6 minutes, and it's only just starting to eat the head now. The one in the other cage, old Garbage Guts, well, he's having a bit of a problem there. He's got it in the wrong place. This one here, come on, start scoffing it down. Look at it, God, they're slow, aren't they, mate? The die of old age, waiting for these things to eat. But of course, in the real world, they don't need to rush. Now, all these snakes, we take them out, we educate kids about venomous snakes. We don't torment them and make them bite. We don't want to perpetuate all this garbage that snakes are crazy killing machines. We prefer to teach them that they're good, they're rodent control and all that. And when we get the adult audiences, we tell them they're more interested in things like chasing the opposite sex. And when they get lucky, they may even get their end in. And that's basically what it is. Now we've got the female on top of the male, that's real good. Well, I suppose in this day and age, the male's not always on top. They are a lovely looking snake, red bellies, as you can see there, the red belly. The sides are actually darker than the belly. Let me show you. Just lift up the boy for a minute, and you can see the belly is actually lighter underneath. It's darker on the sides. Anyway, what we're going to do, these snakes, the eating snakes, are rooting around. You can actually see the can you see, is that fang I'm looking at, or a bit of mouse? No, it's a bit of mouse. But Death Adders do have enormous fangs, and that's because when they bite, they hang on to their food. It's got nothing to do with any supposedly advanced state of evolution or anything like that. Basically, the ambush predators that hang on to their food have got big fangs. In the Australian context, that's the coastal tiger. I think this black snake's about to take me out. You see the fangs of the snake. You see, oh, now that's actually quite important here. Look at it as he bites. This Death Adder's fangs. You see him as he makes a movement there. That's if the black snakes don't go crazy. In the meanwhile, I'm leaning on their cage while I'm filming this, but you can see the Death Adder's fangs there. See the fangs? Now that's all important, of course, because a lot of these people that claim that we're brutal and devenomized snakes and all that, they always say we defang them, and of course they keep their fangs. They need their fangs to eat. The snake, as you can see, is in immaculate condition. You can't tell it's devenomized by looking at it, but of course, I don't know if this is the one that bit my daughter or not. I can't remember, but I've been bitten by them all many times, and I'm still here, so we know that they have no venom. Of course, the problem is our competitors can't guarantee safety, and they'd probably all rather I drop dead. So these less experienced competitors always pray that they regenerate venom, but mate, they'd be praying for hell to freeze over first, because once you chop off a snake's venom glands and they're surgically removed, that's it, they're permanently gone. A bit like if I chop off your head, your eye will not regrow. Anyway, they are absolutely magnificent, in immaculate health, and the reason they're in immaculate health is we can actually inspect them at close range on a regular basis, because we are the hands-on reptile people here. We don't do hands-off. We look at our snakes close, and before anything goes wrong, we actually fix the problem. And that's why our snakes are generally healthier and live longer than these tormented animals with sticks that you see in zoos and places where the keepers very rarely actually handle the animals. When they do, it's usually at the end of a metal stick, and you've got some crazy snake that's pretty pissed off being belted around with metal stick. As you can see, the mouse is going down quite smoothly in this Death Adder. It's once they get going, the pace fires up, and as you can see, they wolf them down. That mouse has the food value, what I've just given it, probably equivalent to lasted a week to 9 days, by which stage the snake would be in a similar position. Although on a snake like this, it probably takes about that sort of time frame. A young Death Adder in a warm cage probably takes about a week to 9 days to actually pass through the snake before it poos. Now, to give you an idea, that guy's nearly finished. We flip across to the cage here, and the garbage guts here is hardly moved because he got it at a bad position. If he'd bitten it head first, would have been better off. Flipping over here, we got this guy, and he would wolf down a second death adder. I shouldn't say he, they're both girl death adders, these two. Anyway, she would wolf him down another one very, very quickly, but I'd rather not overfeed her, and she may well be doing one of our venomous reptile shows in a few days. These two snakes are off today. It's a Wednesday, and they're off tomorrow, Thursday, and they're off again Friday, and they've got to work on the weekend. So by that stage, this mouse would have been digested now of the stomach. They wouldn't have shattered out yet, and bear in mind, they only get held for a couple of minutes when they get brought out and showed this is death adder, short, fat, wonderful, Raymond loves them, idiot, all that sort of crap. So it's hardly a stress on them, but we don't want them with a undigested food in their stomach, because they might, of course, spew it up. Death adder's magnificent snake. They are the only Australian snake that is like a viper from overseas. Absolutely magnificent. I've loved them all my life, been dealing with them for 40 years, and I must say, one of the things that really grates on me, you get these ferals who've been into snakes for about 1 year, wouldn't know one kind of death adder from another, and they have the audacity to post on the internet that Raymond's clueless, wouldn't know one from another. Just for a record, I've looked at tens of thousands of these things, bred lots of different species and so on. I've bred the hill death adders, the floodplain adders, the Sydney death adders, which I suppose you call Antarcticus, desert death adders, and a few other bits and pieces. Anyway, cut a long story short, we'll flip across, and that's basically it for the snakes for the moment. Just remember, snake busters are Australia's best reptiles. Bye now.